All right. We'll get started. When we started this so many weeks ago, when we would start class at this time, it was like pitch black out. And now it's like, you can see the soft sunset outside. It's beautiful. It is our second to last week of taking care of you. I'm so beyond grateful for all of you who have been attending class and watching videos. It's been so nice to be able to share this with you. So I'm so glad that you've been joining. Thank you. Tonight, we are going to challenge ourselves. Okay. So often when we try new things, we are flooded with negative feelings and feelings of discomfort. But tonight, I want to challenge you that whenever we do something new, something that may take you out of your comfort zone, that you allow yourself to remain open. You don't have to have positive feelings. You don't have to like it. But at least leave yourself open to exploration and curiosity. We'll start with our usual warm-up and our sun salutation. We're going to do a few new poses in our main sequences. And then we're going to do a familiar warm down. And tonight, I'm going to let you have a quiet Shavasana. So I'm not going to talk through it. I'm not going to guide you through anything. It'll be a quiet few-minute Shavasana to allow you to sort through some of the thoughts that have popped up for you during tonight's practice. So as always, you can leave your cameras on or off, whatever is your preference. You're all muted, so make as much noise as you want. Yoga does not need to be silent. And the last and final reminder, as always, is to be kind to yourself. Okay, let's get started. So we're going to start bringing our hands in front of us, rubbing them together as fast as we can. Getting that evening energy flowing. And we're going to put one warm hand on our heart, the other warm hand on our belly. Gently closing your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. Gently breathing in and out as you listen to the sound of the singing bowl. You can gently flutter your eyes open. And let's start with our neck stretches. So taking our right hand to the left side of our head, gently pulling our head down towards our right shoulder. Allowing some space to open up in the left side of the neck. Not pulling so hard that it's painful, but just enough that you're feeling a little bit of a stretch. Excuse me. You can release and then move to the next side. Left hand to the right side of the head. Gently pulling down toward your left ear. Feeling the space open up in the right side of your neck. Gently release. interlacing your fingers and placing them at the back of your head. Gently pull your chin down to your chest and just allow the weight of your hands to help encourage your head forward. Let the shoulders fall away from the ears and feel that stretch and that opening down the back of the neck into the shoulders and mid-spine. Gently release. And now turning your head up towards the ceiling. Stretching this front part of our necks. Maybe moving your jaw up and down or side to side. Hoping to release any tension in the neck and jaw. Gently bring your head forward. Now dropping your head down to your chest again and rolling to either side, around to the back, back down to the front. Gently moving the neck around. Allowing for that openness to come. And now switch to the other direction. Nice and gentle. And back up to center. We're going to do the same rolling action with our shoulders. So first starting towards the back. So up and back, down and back to the front again. Really feeling the shoulders stretch and move. Sometimes when we don't move a body part in all of its directions, it can get a little stiff. So by doing these shoulder rolls, we can really move those muscles, start to loosen them up, and open up some space in that area. Now to the front. Remembering this whole time, make sure you're breathing. Oftentimes we get so caught up in the movement that we forget to breathe. So ensuring that you're keeping with your breath during this movement. We can stop and we'll do our shoulder drops. So bringing your shoulders all the way up towards your ears, scrunching them nice and tight, and then exhaling them down. Feeling that release. Again, scrunching them all the way up towards your ears, and on your next exhale, letting them drop. A few more times, scrunching up, 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 and then as you exhale, letting all of that tension just come right out through your mouth. Forgetting everything that's happened today. This is a new point. We've started from the beginning of class, we're starting anew. So we're creating a beautiful open space for us to practice in tonight. So last time we're gonna scrunch our shoulders up and release. Ooh, that was a good one. Ooh. All right, let's go into our twist. So taking our right hand towards our left leg, on the knee, on the leg, wherever you can reach that feels comfortable. Left hand comes towards the back, towards the floor. If you want to put a block behind you, that's perfectly okay as well. But just get it so you can give yourself a nice gentle twist in the spine. Not twisting too hard. Again, it shouldn't be painful. You should just feel a light stretching of the muscles. Remembering to breathe. As you breathe in, lengthening up through the back like somebody's pulling a string attached to the top of your head. And as you breathe out, maybe getting a little bit more into your twist. Inhale, come back to center. Let's do the other side. Left hand to the right leg, knee, thigh, wherever you can reach. Right hand behind you to the floor behind you, wherever works. And giving yourself a gentle twist in the spine in this direction. And returning to center. Feeling loosey-goosey in my back. Let's move on to doing our cat-cows. So we're gonna come onto all fours, hands and knees in our tabletop position. If this is too much on your wrists, because sometimes it can be, I know I have days where it's really hard, really hard on my wrist, you can put a set of blocks or a stack of books or even a pillow underneath your hands to help take a little bit of that pressure off. Knees are right underneath your hips. You can make them a little bit wider if that's comfortable for you. And we're gonna start with our cow. So as we inhale, dropping our belly, lifting our tail and our chin. Exhale, pushing away the floor, curling our back up, looking in towards our belly button. Inhale, dropping the belly, lifting the tail and the chin. Exhale, pushing the floor away, rounding the back, looking in towards the belly. We're going to do 3 more, but you can do them at the pace of your own breath. And when you finished your 3, coming back to that neutral tabletop position. And we're going to move into our first downward facing dog of the night. Again, hands on the floor, hands on blocks. At this point, if you want to bring a chair over to do your downward facing dog on a chair, whatever is working best for you and your body tonight at this time. So if you're starting in the tabletop position, you're just going to tuck your toes and lift your hips up and back towards where the ceiling and the wall meet. I find that's the best way to describe it. Legs can be bent. Slowly walking your feet towards the top of your mat to meet your hands. Pushing down through the feet, rising up. Exhaling, bringing hands to heart center. Let's work on our sun salutations. So we're going to start in our strong mountain position, Tadasana. here at the top of our mat. Feet are grounded into the floor. Here you can feel your whole foot kind of suctioning to the floor, nice, strong, and grounded. And even as you're pushing into the floor to ground yourself, you're lifting through the top of your head. Again, imagine somebody has a string and they're lifting you up through your head as you ground through your feet. Lifting everything up in your strong mountain pose. On our next inhale, we bring our hands up, saying hello to the sky, and then exhale down into our forward fold. Hands can come to blocks or to the floor. Inhale, we're going to halfway lift. Hands can come to shins, to knees, to thighs. But we want to make sure our back is nice and long. Exhale back down into our forward fold. From here, we're going to step back into our downward facing dog. Dropping the knees to the floor. So you're kind of in an extended tabletop position. Bending your elbows and lowering your body all the way flat to the floor. For our cobra, hands can come in towards your armpits. As you inhale, lifting the chest and the head off of the floor. Doesn't have to be full all the way, arms straight. As much as comfortable as for you. Lowering back to the floor. Let's do that cobra again. Pushing down through the hands, lifting the chest and the head up as you exhale for cobra. Lowering back to the floor. Pushing yourself from this position up into your tabletop. From tabletop, tucking your toes under, lifting your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Stepping both feet forward to meet our hands in a nice forward fold. Grounding down through the feet to rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do it one more time. In our strong mountain pose. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to step ourselves back into downward facing dog. Dropping our knees. And as we exhale, bending our elbows, lowering ourselves to the floor. Arms come, hands come to just near your armpits. Inhale, pushing up to cobra. Exhale, back down to the mat. Inhale, pushing up to cobra. Exhale down to the mat. One more time. Inhale up to cobra. Exhale back down to the mat. We're going to lift ourselves into our tabletop position to prep to go all the way up into our downward facing dog. So here we are in tabletop, tucking the toes, firming the hands on the floor and pushing our tails up and back into downward facing dog. Gently walking the feet forward to meet your hands at the top of the mat in a forward fold. Grounding down through the floor, rising up. Exhale, hands to heart center. This next sequence we're going to go in is going to involve a new pose for us called pyramid. And I'll describe it when we get there. As you can probably see by now, most of our stuff, we're going to start in our strong Tadasana mountain pose. From here, we're going to inhale, arms up. We're going to step our right foot back. The back foot, our right foot, it's kind of at like a 45-degree angle with the heel down. Front leg, front toe facing forward. Left knee bent. This is what we call Warrior One. I think we may have done this in one of our first classes. Hands come up into Warrior One. On your next exhale, you're going to bring your hands down into what we call cactus arms. So they look like this towards the side. But you're going to exhale down into cactus. Inhale, arms up straight. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus. 2 more times. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus. 1 more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus. Wonderful. We're going to straighten our legs so that our left leg is straight, our right leg is straight. We're going to clasp our hands behind our back. Clasp, touch, whatever works. Some folks can grab hands, my fingertips touch. Wherever is comfortable for you, but hands behind the back. Front foot, left foot still facing the top of the mat. Our hips are turned so they are also facing the front of the mat. So if you're pretending like you had 2 headlights on your hips, you want to make sure that they're facing the same direction. So here with both legs straight, to take a nice big inhale. And exhale, you're going to hinge at the hips, flat back, forward. Now, you want to ensure the most important thing is to make sure that your back is straight. It's not about how far down you can get. It's about keeping your back straight. So with my back straight, I can get to here. If I were to curve my back, I could probably get lower, but that's not the purpose of this pose. We're just hinging at the hips, going forward. Legs are straight. You can have a small little bend in that right knee so you don't overextend, but just a small lean forward. This pose that we're in right here is called pyramid pose. So we're here in pyramid, and we'll inhale to stand back up. Let's try it again. So legs are straight. You can have a small, what we call micro bend in your left knee, hands behind the back, hinging at the hips, straight back, going forward. Pyramid pose. Great. We're going to rise back up, bending the front leg into our warrior, warrior one. Exhaling, coming foot forward, down into a forward fold. Maybe moving your hips, stretch out anything that's stuck in there. Grounding down through the feet, hands up, whoo, down to heart center. Let's do the other side. So we're here, inhaling up. As we exhale, we're going to step our left foot back into that 45-degree angle. Right foot stays facing forward. Knee bend, right leg, right knee bends. Arms come out next to our ears. Warrior one. On our next exhale, we're going to bring our hands down to cactus arms. Inhale back up straight. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, straight. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, straight. Last time. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, back, arms up straight. Now our legs straighten out. Right leg straightens. Hands can come behind the back again. Setting up for our pyramid pose. Taking in a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, hinging at the hips again, flat back, long flat back, bending forward. You can keep a micro bend in that front right leg so as you don't overextend the knee. Inhale, straighten up. Let's try that one more time. Taking one great big deep breath in. And exhaling, hinging at the hips, long straight back into our pyramid pose. On our next inhale, stepping the left foot forward to meet the right, down into a forward fold. Moving the hips from side to side. Stretching out, creating space in anything that feels a little crunchy. Grounding down through both feet, rising up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Whew. One new pose down. One more to go. Our next, I'm so excited, I can't even say it. Our next new pose is going to be a variation of downward facing dog. Okay, so I want you to be able to set yourself up with whatever props feel good for you to be able to get yourself into downward facing dog. If you're doing it on the floor, either on blocks or on the floor, and you feel a little bit unsteady, I might suggest moving to a chair for this to help, but I'll demonstrate both ways. And when I demonstrate it, you'll see that there is no perfect way of doing this pose. Okay, because everybody's body is different and we need to do what feels comfortable in our own body. So we're going to start at the top of our mat, right in our familiar mountain pose. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. From here, we're going to step back into our downward facing dog. So we're in our downward facing dog. You might want to pop your head up just so you can see what I'm about to do. So I'm here at my downward facing dog. This pose that we're going to try tonight is called three-legged dog, and you'll see why. Keeping all of the weight in your hands and on your in your left foot, you are going to bring your right foot off of the floor, and then it can come back down. It can come off the floor as high as you want it to. It can come off a little bit, can come up a lot of bit, whatever works for you. So that's it from the floor. Let me show you from a chair. So I'm here in my chair, my hands are planted. Hope you can see me. I'm in my for a little bit. Pushing my hips up and back for my downward facing dog. Now, making sure I'm keeping weight in my hands and in my left foot. I'm going to lift my right foot off of the ground and then put it back. Lifting my right foot off the ground and putting it back. So three-legged dog. 1, 2, 3, fourth leg is off the ground and back down. So we're going to try that on the lifting the right leg first. And then we'll move on to the other side and lift the left leg. You might see different comfortabilities with each of your legs. And that's totally normal. So try it. This pose, even for me, when I decided that I was going to put this pose into tonight's sequence, I was nervous. I was like, oh gosh, I hope I can demonstrate it. And so it may feel scary. It may feel uncomfortable, but I want you to play with it. Feel that bit of exploration and freedom. Whether you're coming from the ground or from a chair, neither way is right or wrong, right? It's whatever is right for you. So play with it, explore, approach it with a sense of curiosity. When you lift your leg up, can you bend it behind you? Can you keep it straight? What does it feel like to have that leg in the air? Okay, so we'll start on the right side, we're lifting our right leg first. Then we'll move on to our left side, okay? So let's all just start again at the top of our mats. Strong and steady mountain pose. Tried and true, it's our place of safety, right? Both feet firmly planted on the floor. Standing up nice and tall, nice and strong. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Now, hands either to the ground or to your chair. Lifting your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Switching your weight around and gently lifting, left hand is so slippery, and gently lifting your right foot off the ground. Whew, come back down. Try it a couple times. See if you can keep it in the air. See if it's just a lift off the floor and come back down. Test yourself, challenge yourself. Can you bring it up and back and then down? Doesn't have to be up for very long. We're just trying. We're just playing. Or if you've had enough playing, come right back to your downward facing dog. Everybody coming back to their downward facing dog. We're going to take a few breaths here. Gently bringing our feet forward to meet at the top of the mat for a forward fold. Grounding through the feet, arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, one side, down. Let's try side number 2. Let's try lifting our left leg. I'm gonna have to switch directions so I don't kick myself. Okay. Here we go. Let's try it again. Firmly down in our mountain pose. Grounding down through the feet, our arms rise up. And exhale down into a forward fold. Here we go, planting your hands down for your downward facing dog and stepping back into downward dog. Still gonna kick. Making sure you're strong and steady in your hands and then your right foot, and gently lifting your left foot off the ground. Whew. Keep trying, keep playing, keep exploring. Maybe if you've tried it on a chair, you want to try on the floor, you can do that. Just try it, see what happens. See what opens up for you. Sit right on the mat. Oh, oh. And when you're done exploring and done sitting in your downward facing dog, you're going to drop your knees down into tabletop. Just going to sit here in tabletop for a minute. Maybe swaying your hips back and forth. Rocking forward and back. Back into our tabletop, doing some cat-cows nice and slowly. Inhaling, dropping the belly. Exhale, pushing away the floor. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the tail and the chin. Exhale, pushing away. A few more at your own pace. Moving in a way that feels comfortable for you. Maybe adding some circles with the ribs. Try to open up more space. A lot of times if we're trying a new pose, one thing we forget to do is breathe. And the other thing we forget to do is to let go of the tension, and we'll tighten up. So just take a few more rounds of cat and cow at your own pace, releasing some of the tension, releasing some of the self-doubt. Letting go of the I can't or I couldn't. Just let it all go. When you feel complete in your cat-cows, we're going to come to lying down. on our backs. Lying flat on our back, our knees bent. Just gently bringing your knees from side to side. They don't need to go all the way down to the floor. Just a gentle sweeping motion. It's called windshield wiper for obvious reasons. Wiping away any self-doubt, any negative feelings about yourself or your body. Knowing that for many of you, this is the first time you've ever tried some of those poses. Cutting yourself a little slack. Opening yourself up to curiosity. Bring your feet back to center. We'll end our warm down with waterfall. So either from lying flat on your back or putting a block or a bolster or a pillow underneath the small of your back. Lifting your legs up, just letting them hang out. Rolling ankles, one direction, the other direction. Wiggling the legs, bending the knees and then straightening the legs, whatever movement feels good to you right now. Of course, there's always the option just to lay on your back with your knees up. When you feel complete with your waterfall, I invite you to straighten your legs out in front of you or find a comfortable position laying down, putting support underneath your knees, underneath your head, just getting generally comfortable for Shavasana. A blanket, whatever feels good for you to be able to just lie there and relax. And as you feel ready, and as you feel comfortable, closing your eyes, letting go of your intentional breathing, just letting it come in and out naturally. Letting go of any tension, the corners of your mouth. Letting the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth. Allowing the space between the eyebrows to relax. Letting your body just be supported by the earth below you. Just allow yourself to be. Start to bring your awareness back to the space that you're in. Start to deepen your breath, allowing it to fill up all of the open spaces. Invite movement back into the body by wiggling your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready, rolling yourself to one side or the other. And gently pushing yourself up into a comfortable seated position. With our eyes still closed, we bring our hands into the front and rub them together as fast as we can. Creating that heat, that friction, that energy. Placing one warm hand on our heart, and the other on our belly. Thanking our body for the work tonight. Listening to the singing bowl 3 times. It's so easy to identify with the negative thoughts that come our way, while completely forgetting to make room in our hearts for the good ones. Morgan Harper Nichols. You can gently flutter your eyes open. Thank you for practicing with me tonight. I look forward to seeing you guys next week for our last class together. Have a good night, everyone.